Hey you guys, it's me SpongeBob #1 fan 2003 here, and as you can see I'm here with a super cool SpongeBob book, and this one is called My Happy Book, SpongeBob's 10 Happiest Moments. And I actually just got this book as an Easter gift, and this is honestly such a cool book. I really like it. Okay, so as you can see on the front cover, there's SpongeBob's face, and honestly, he looks so hilarious. Like, I don't know why, but this face makes me crack up. He looks so adorable and funny. And there's actually some pull tabs and flaps and more, which I think is really awesome. And yep, SpongeBob's 10 Happiest Moments. Okay, and here's the spine. And here is the back. So obviously right here is just a small description or something. Like, yeah. And here are some like other SpongeBob books here that you can get. And this book was made by Allison Inches and illustrated by Stephen Reed. And this book was actually made in the year 2009, as you can see right there. And yeah, that was actually the 10th anniversary of SpongeBob that year. And yeah, obviously this book right here is made for the 10th anniversary because obviously SpongeBob's 10 Happiest Moments. Okay, so let's go ahead and start looking at the pages that are in this book. Okay, so here are a bunch of photos of SpongeBob and his favorite things. And there's like a really super adorable baby picture of him. He looks so adorable, oh my gosh. And I love babies. They're just so cute and soft. I just love babies. And then there's SpongeBob on his first Christmas. And then there's Gary and SpongeBob and a bunch of other things. And there's SpongeBob blowing a bubble. Okay. And SpongeBob's first happiest moment ever was Help Wanted! And you all know that that's the first ever episode of SpongeBob. And yeah, SpongeBob gets up very early in the morning and he gets dressed up and he wants to get a job at the Krusty Krab because he's been wanting a job at the Krusty Krab for a long time. But apparently he doesn't think that he's good enough, so he wants to go home. And then he runs into Patrick and he tells Patrick that apparently he's not good enough to get the job. And then Patrick encourages SpongeBob to get his butt right in there and get the job. So he sees Mr. Krabs and he tells him that he wants a job. And he like tells SpongeBob to go out and get a hydrodynamic spatula with port and storyboard attachments. And SpongeBob arrives with the spatula, but apparently Mr. Krabs and Squidward are in trouble because of a bunch of anchovies. And SpongeBob makes a bunch of Krabby Patties for them. And then they're all nice and satisfied and happy, and they leave. And Mr. Krabs is very pleased with SpongeBob, so he gives him the job. And that was one of SpongeBob's most happiest moments ever. And right here is little SpongeBob's resume right here. See, there's a little envelope, you just take it out. And here's SpongeBob's resume. See? Focus. There we go. Yep, that's little SpongeBob's resume. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it back in this envelope really quick. Okay. Ooh. There we go. Okay. So, that was SpongeBob's first happy moment. And number 2 was the day he met his friend Sandy. So, obviously Sandy is a squirrel from Texas, and apparently SpongeBob sees her fighting a giant clam, and then he saves her, and then SpongeBob gets eaten up by the giant clam, and then Sandy saves SpongeBob, and they become really good friends, and Sandy invites SpongeBob to Sandy invites SpongeBob over to her house for tea and cookies. And apparently SpongeBob can't breathe because Sandy's house is air, but SpongeBob is a sea creature, so he can't breathe. And then SpongeBob and Patrick almost passed away, and then Sandy brings them right back to health with water helmets. Okay. And then here's this really cool Sandy right here, and you actually can sort of spin her around because she's fighting this big clam. Okay. Look at that right there. I don't need it. That's so funny. I need it. Okay. And then here is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Return by SpongeBob SquarePants. So obviously SpongeBob and Patrick are really big fans of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and apparently Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy are actually retired because they're really elderly now. And SpongeBob and Patrick try their best to encourage them and cheer them up. And then there they are like fighting them with water balls or something, and then they paint their invisible boatmobile. I don't know, I haven't seen that episode for a long time. Okay, and in this little treasure chest right here or something are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy cards. So here is Mermaid Man and there's Barnacle Boy, and there's some small little descriptions about them. Okay, so let's put them back in the little treasure chest right now. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay. And then the next happiest moment is the talent show. So Squidward actually wants to have a talent show with the Krusty Krab, and Mr. Krabs agrees. And SpongeBob really wants to be in the talent show, so there he is dancing with a hippo bubble. SpongeBob looks so adorable. But Squidward says that SpongeBob can sort of clean up the stage. Okay, so apparently as SpongeBob mops the stage after Squidward's dancing, like his dancing thing, everyone loves SpongeBob while he's mopping. And then here's this little thing right here, the little talent show ad. So there's Act 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Oh, and Act 5, SpongeBob mops. And then there's the cast right there, Pearl and Gary, Plankton and Squidward, and SpongeBob the mopper. And then there's Pearl and Gary. There's Plankton, Squidward, and SpongeBob. Okay. Okay, so the next happiest moment is Karate Choppers. So SpongeBob and Sandy have a really fun karate fight together, and then SpongeBob goes to work and he's sort of like hallucinating or something that he sees Sandy, but apparently it was just a customer, and SpongeBob beats them up really bad. And then Mr. Krabs says that if SpongeBob ever karate chops into Krusty Krab again, he'll fire him. And then apparently Sandy can't stop fighting SpongeBob outside the Krusty Krab, and then Mr. Krabs fires him, but he gives him a second chance. So Sandy and SpongeBob go on a picnic together, and then they like karate chop a bunch of food items. And then Mr. Krabs sees him, and SpongeBob just says he can go ahead and fire him, and he's really devastated. But Mr. Krabs actually has a much better idea, and they actually use SpongeBob and Sandy's karate technique to make Krabby Patties. Okay. And then there's little SpongeBob right here. He's like doing some cool karate moves, and you can actually sort of move his arm like hiya, hiya, hiya. And it's really super cool. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's really super cool. Okay. And then Christmas Who, aka SpongeBob's first ever Christmas. So SpongeBob goes to Sandy's house because he thinks that there's a fire going on at her place. But then Sandy explains to SpongeBob that there are Christmas lights, and she tells him all about Christmas. And then Bikini Bottom gets ready for Christmas. And apparently Santa didn't really come because obviously everyone was awake. And then Squidward dresses up as Santa to make SpongeBob happy, and SpongeBob is the most happiest little guy ever. And of course SpongeBob couldn't stop sobbing tears of happiness. That was so adorable. Okay, and then right here is like sort of a little Christmas card. Merry Christmas from Bikini Bottom. And have a Spongy New Year. And there's Santa and little SpongeBob right there dressed up as Santa. Really cute. Okay. And then here's Graveyard Shift. So apparently, Mr. Krabs decides to open up the Krusty Krab 24 hours a day. And, it's really, really funny. And apparently a lot of bad things happen. And, like, Squidward and SpongeBob, like, Squidward tells SpongeBob the story of the house-slinging slasher, and then they all think that he really comes. But then some guy comes who wants to have a little drop at the Krusty Krab. Oh, and right here is actually Gary. You pull this down, and you pull this up. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Okay, you saw his eyes earlier. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I just now fixed Gary's eyes, and yep, there they are. He's like peeking through that garbage can. Okay. And then the next happy moment is the algae's always greener. So Plankton actually really wants to switch lives with Mr. Krabs. And here's this machine right here. And there's SpongeBob right there as the co-cashier. And then there's SpongeBob doing the funny little thing. And then since Mr. Krabs is sort of, I guess, Plankton pretty much, he is like naked and he like tries to get the Krabby Patty formula, but then he fails thanks to SpongeBob. Okay. And Plankton can't stand it and he goes back to their normal lives. And then here's this right here, and yeah, the thing is broken off. So, but yeah, I can do this by myself though. So it says things Plankton can be: a big tough guy, and then a crab. Okay. So the next happy moment is Squidward's first bite. So SpongeBob wants to get, like, okay, so Squidward hates Krabby Patties, and SpongeBob tries his best to give him a Krabby Patty, but Squidward has such a big, like, temper tantrum that he decides to kill the Krabby Patty and bury it. Okay, and you can lift this flap, and then there's the dead Krabby Patty. And then Squidward actually really likes Krabby Patties. And apparently he explodes because his thighs are too big. And, yeah. Okay. And then the last happy moment is no weenies allowed. So SpongeBob and Sandy stop by the salty spittoon. And then there's a big tough guy. You can move this. And his muscles grow. And there's a little cute kitty cat on his muscle. And apparently SpongeBob is not man enough to be in the Salty Spittoon, so he goes to Weenie Hut Jr.'s. And then he, like, tries a lot of stuff. So he has a tough hairdo and fast talk. And then he fakes a fight with Patrick, and then he's allowed to go on in. But he slips on an ice cube and gets covered in boo-boos, so he's really badly injured right there. But he was very happy. And that is actually pretty much all for this book right here. That was actually the last happy moment. So that's actually pretty much all for SpongeBob's happy book, or my happy book, SpongeBob's 10 Happiest Moments. I actually really super like this book. My favorite moment was probably the Help Wanted one, and the talent show, and Christmas. The Graveyard Shift one was really funny, and same with the Weenie Hut one. Oh yeah, and Squidward's first bite, and the No Weenies Allowed one as well. Those are really good. Okay, so yep, I hope you guys liked SpongeBob's happy book. So yep, goodbye everybody, have a great day, and peace out.